Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? I'm heading to go pick up my babies. I'm running about 10 minutes behind, but that's what happens, man, when you work for a living, man. Shit happen, circumstances happen, but I ain't too far off the mark, man. But peep game, man, we want to get into this shit, man. And yo, it's a big fight this weekend, man. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be a banger. If it's anything like the first one, which I think it will be, because neither of these fighters are boring fighters, it's gonna be a bang fest, and that's the rematch between Usyk and Tyson Fury, man. And I'm hearing, I've heard a lot of people's perspective on it, or how about who, if Tyson Fury could win in a rematch, and if he does win, what does he need to do to win? And me, man. Listen, I'm not no punchline nigga, man. I said what I said the first time. I was right with the prediction the first time, and I'm sticking with that prediction. I got Usyk winning in the rematch. That's not saying that Tyson Fury can't win. That's just simply me saying I just think Usyk is just a more put together fighter, man. I just think he has the better, the better balance between the two of them, the better technique. He's a lot lighter on his feet, and he's better on his feet. I think Tyson Fury is one of those dudes who moves well for a big man. Even though he moves well. He moves well for a big man. Usyk, by heavyweight standards, isn't a big man. By regular societal standards, he's really good height. 6'3", that's real good height. That's real good height. But there's middleweights that are his height. There's middleweights there's a fucking junior middleweight that's taller than him by 2 inches. So he's in that space where I think he's like the perfect height for the division. That allows him to be elusive when he needs to be, but he's also sturdy enough to where he can plant his feet and stand in the trenches with you and bang out. And he's light enough on his feet to spin you and dip you and all that, man. And I just think that he has the better balance. He has the better balance. He's more balanced of a fighter than Tyson Fury. You dig? He has the better punching technique. I think he's smarter in the ring. I think he's just more technically proficient than Tyson Fury. That's just how I feel about it, bro. And I think Tyson Fury is a damn good fighter. He's a damn good fighter, man. But it's just certain shit that I've seen from him over the years that has me like, the uppercutting himself in the face, just all type of wild shit. Just mainly the uppercuts to the face. And I don't think he's as elusive as Fury, as Usyk. Usyk he's never touched earth officially. Fury touched earth by a cruiserweight, bro. And it was a bad knockdown. Wilder dropped him about 4 times. He's been put down quite a few times. Francis Ngannou put him down, man. Francis Ngannou wouldn't have got remotely close to touching Usyk. It wouldn't have even been close. You dig? But Fury moves well for a big man, and I think a lot of that has to do with just how rangy he is, man. I don't think he's 6'9". I don't. I think he's 6', 6'7". Because I don't think Deontay Wilder is 6'7". I think Deontay Wilder is like 6'6". Now, granted, it's all real good height. That is damn good. Those are, when you get that tall, you coming up on being one of the taller people on earth. So it's not a slight at these dudes, man. I just don't think they're as tall as they're making them out to be. I do think Usyk is a legitimate 6'3". I do think that. I do think he's a legitimate 6'3". But a lot of Fury's elusiveness comes from his ability to stay away from you, because all he has to do is extend his arm to you, and it's gonna be hard. You're gonna be like a fish out of water trying to get around that reach. You dig? And he's able to take a couple of steps back off of that. The longer strides and everything, he covers more. He covers more distance when he takes a simple step back, or when he takes a simple step forward. He's gonna cover more distance than the average man because of his limbs. You dig? He's vertically blessed. But I don't think he is, I don't think he's as good on his feet as someone like Usyk. Usyk is lighter than him. 225, that's perfect weight. You dig? 225. So he has the ability to step around you in the pocket. He has the ability to get in and get out. You dig? Yeah, he's blessed with the long limbs to where his, or he's blessed with the limbs to where he's not going to overextend. He can comfortably step in and step out, touch you with the jab and get back out. You dig? Touch you with the with the backhand and get back out. He can do shit like that, man. He just has the he's just just his natural advantages, man. I just think he's a more put together fighter, and I just think he's smarter, man. And I think what Fury would need to do to win this fight is something that can be a detriment to him, which is impose himself. I think he's gonna have to mix it up. He's gonna have to give him different looks, man. I think he's gonna have to step. He's gonna have to come out of the pocket and step to him, man. He's gonna just off rip. He cannot allow Usyk to get out to a he cannot allow Usyk to get off to a fast start. He can't allow Usyk to do that, which Usyk doesn't. No, he does do that. Usyk can get it. Usyk got out to a pretty fast start when he fought Anthony Joshua. He came out to a fast start when he started fighting Anthony Joshua. He started countering him immediately and effectively, and he started putting punches together. By the second and third round, he was already letting his hands go. You dig? So I think, and because he's going to be comfortable with him in there, I don't think he's just going to be stepping to him, looking to score with the jabs and the straights to the body. I don't think he's going to be looking to do that, man. And honestly, Fury is allegedly coming in heavier. He's not going to need to do that. What Fury needs to do is going to put him in trouble. It's going to put him in harm's way outside of just getting in the ring with this, agile motherfucker. And that's impose himself a little bit. Impose himself. I don't know how you do it, you dig, but you find those holes in Usyk's defense. You lean on him. You just muddy the waters a lot, you dig? You muddy the waters and you make it to where you're smothering his offense. And with you smothering his offense, you're aggravating him. And so now out of frustration, he's desperate to get that get back. And I don't give a fuck if you got to punch off the break or whatever, just hit his arms. Just do shit that's going to irritate him. I ain't saying blast him in the back of the head, but just do little shit that just, to just aggravate him and just be like a fucking gnat at the barbecue. You dig? I don't know. Ruffle your glove up against his ear, just irritate him, just nag him to death. And force him to come out of pocket and get that get back out of desperation. You need to do something along them lines. And then when you do that, start taking half steps back. Because you are, clear as day taller than them. Use your limbs. You're going to have to find that middle ground where you can, you're having success on the outside and the inside. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to do that. But the thing is, when you step in the pocket and you start looking to wrap him up and you start looking to smother him and hold him and all that, that wears on your stamina as well. And Usyk is not a dude that you can just pin down like that, man. This ain't Deontay Wilder. The dude is agile, man. He's fleet-footed. So the minute you look to step in, he's going to use that southpaw advantage. His lead foot is going to be on the outside of your lead foot, and he's going to turn you. He's going to turn you. He's going to turn you. And he might throw the shot down the middle off of that, or he might hook off of it. You dig? Or hook while he's spinning you. You dig? And I just think that's how the fight is going to go. He's going to impose himself, and that is going to play into Usyk's hand. And that's going to wear Tyson Fury down. And as he's wearing down and his energy is dissipating, Usyk is going to be picking him apart with shots in the pocket. Tapping the body well. I mean, he already caught you. The minute you established yourself, my biggest thing, I think the biggest takeaway from the first fight was Usyk dominated the early rounds. Like, it wasn't even close. But the thing was, Fury wasn't letting his hands go. So he had no sense of his timing. He had no sense of his punch patterns. He couldn't compute the dude because he was giving him nothing to compute. And the minute he started letting his hands go, it took him a minute to recalibrate his senses. Oh, okay, all right, I'm getting his patterns down, man. I'm getting his timing down. And once he got his timing and everything down, he was able to start slipping and catching him again. And knowing when and when not to step into the pocket. Busted his nose in the 8th round, sent him careening to the ropes in the 9th round, and got the knockdown. You dig me? So he's leaving himself open to get punished and maybe not punished, but just touched. And I think he's going to have to do that in order for him to if he's going to be successful, he's going to have to do that. Or you can simply assert yourself at mid-range. Maybe you don't need to step all the way into the pocket. Man. Just, just jab. Triple the jab, double the jab, triple the jab. Throw the occasional Lee right straight down the pike off, just at a comfortable range where you're out of range. You can hit him, but You're close enough to hit him, but you're out of range enough for him to counter the hit. To counter the shot. I think he's gonna have to do something along those lines, man, in order to find success, and he's gonna find success. Tyson Fury is a damn good fighter. He's just simply overrated. But Tyson Fury is a damn good fighter. But he's gonna have to put himself in harm's way in order to come out victorious in this fight. Because he can't he's not gonna be able to just stand there and bang with Usyk. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So he has to. I think he's gonna have to cover all three distances. He's gonna have to, he's gonna have to fight him in the pocket. He's gonna have to fight him at mid range, and he's gonna have to fight him at long range. Now, how do you do that? Just do you use your range and allow him to chase you or whatever the case may be? I mean, do you do that early on in the fight and then look to step to him later in the round? But bro, he's going to find homes for them left straights. He's going to get to the outside of your straights and put a left hand in your face. He's going to do this. Dude's computer is ridiculous. Usyk is a motherfucker, man. Like, this dude is not nothing to play with. This dude is not nothing to play with. So I'm trying to find out where Tyson Fury can come victorious in this fight. He could definitely win the fight. And I think he just needs to assert himself, but asserting yourself doesn't always have to be stepping into the fray, which he is going to have to step into the fray eventually. But that's not. I don't think that's the pinnacle or the only way to assert yourself. I don't think that's the only way to assert yourself. You can get aggressive as well. Just stay at a safe distance to do so. So yeah, that's how I feel about it, man. Nonetheless, I'm very much so excited for the fight. I do have Usyk winning the fight, and everything that I'm saying, I don't, I'm hearing, I haven't really watched no footage of just the pressers or nothing like that. I haven't watched weigh-in or how they're weighing. I haven't watched them in training camp. I haven't done none of that. I know that, I don't know, but I'm hearing that Fury did come in a little heavy, so I'm thinking that right there is, letting me know the game plan is to come in and be a lot more assertive. He's coming in looking to use his weight and his height to his advantage, which is smart. But that puts him in harm's way. And I think once he gets in harm's way and that body starts getting tapped, it's gonna get dark for him. I think will it replicate? I think this fight is gonna be a lot more competitive than the first fight was. And the first fight was competitive. I can see this fight fuck around being 7-5 with both of those rounds being swing rounds. You could give the round to him or him. I can see a draw. I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening. But I just think with what Usyk did after their first fight, this fucking guy was taking notes on what he could improve on in the rematch. This dude is just built different, man. This is an all-time great heavyweight, right? This is an all-time great fighter that we're looking at in Usyk. This is an all-time great fighter that we're looking at. This dude is, this dude is about his business. So I have Usyk going into this fight. I do. I have Usyk winning. I think it'll go decision. I don't think he's going to knock out Tyson Fury. I don't. If Wilder couldn't get rid of him, I don't think Usyk's going to get rid of him. But I do see Tyson Fury hitting the canvas again. And I dare say I see Usyk hitting the canvas sufficiently for the first time. I think Tyson Fury is going to figure something out that's going to put him down. But he'll get back up. I don't think it's going to be a heavy knockdown like, oh, shit, like he's discombobulated or nothing like that. I think he's going to get back up like, oh, shit, I officially got dropped for the first time in my career. All right, bet. And I think you'll see him turn it up a little bit or whatever and get a lot more precise and accurate with his punching and his punch placement, and he'll step his volume up, and he'll start moving his feet a little bit more. He'll start using his angles, and spinning you and pivoting you, and just I see that happening. I can see that happening, but I have Usyk going into this fight. It's going to be a damn good fight. I'm buying the fight. I am buying the fight. Riyadh season fights are getting copped. Riyadh season fights are getting copped. Those is fights that I'm gonna pay for. Depending on who Canelo fight next, I'm paying for that fight. Depending on who he fights next. But Riyadh cards is I'm paying. Yeah, bro. $20. Yeah. You can take my money for that. That's well worth it. So that's how I'm feeling about it, man. That's how I'm feeling about it. We going with Usyk, and after Usyk, if Usyk does what he does, I just need this dude to retire. Nothing else to prove. Nothing else to prove. You do not need to stay around and fight Zhilei Zhang. You do not need to stick around and fight Joseph Parker. You do not need to stick around and fight Atuma. You do not need to stick around and fight motherfucking Najee Kabayel. You do not need to stick around and fight. I mean, who else is out there? Martin Bacoli. You do not need to stick around and fight these dudes. You don't. They're still trying to get to where Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury and even Deontay Wilder were. Not Joseph Parker, because Joseph Parker was a former champion. But you do not need to stick around and fight these dudes. They're still trying to make their bones. So if you beat Fury, man, just vanish. You've made more than enough money. You have made more than enough money. Do not let the sport retire you. You retire from the sport. You retire from the sport. One thing about these athletes today, though, they're aging better. They're aging a whole hell of a lot better, man. Usyk and Bud and Lomachenko, these dudes is in their mid-30s. Bud is in his late 30s. Usyk is in his late 30s. And they're still moving gracefully, you know what I'm saying? They don't look to have lost a step or anything like that. I love that. So, just get a couple more Riyadh checks. Or in, Usyk's case, he don't need a couple more. You know what I'm saying? If this dude, I forget, they say he get like 90 mil or something like that. Vanish. 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 Do broadcasting. You have nothing else to prove. I do not want to see the sport retire fucking Alexander Usyk. I don't want to see the sport retire Bud Crawford. I don't want to see the sport retire Canelo Alvarez. I don't want to see the sport retire nobody, if we being real. I don't want to see the sport retire Deontay Wilder. I don't want to see that. I've said it before. I took no pleasure out of seeing him get did the way that he did by Zhilei Zhang. I had all the energy, because y'all know I'm not a Wilder fan, man. But seeing him, man, walk out of that ring like that, with just that look of defeat on his face, I got no enjoyment out of that, man. I felt a certain type of way about witnessing that. So right off into the sunset, if you beat Fury, my man, you have nothing left to prove. Fuck going back to cruiserweight. Doses.